Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-hoo!
Ronnie, how happy are folks who save hundreds of dollars switching to Geico?
Please, can we have that added back or just as our intro on Wednesday?
But we have What the Hell County Wednesday.
Well, we do, but that's funny leading into What the Hell County Wednesday.
What the Hell County Hump Day.
Hump Day? All right.
Well, I gotta look up what year that commercial was.
Listen, you also need to look up
2000.
the Orbit's Gum Clean Up Your Mouth campaign.
Dirty Mouth.
The dirty mouth, clean it up.
So that was 2013. So I was 10.
2013?
Yeah, I was 10.
That was a lifetime ago.
I had a lot of little kids right then.
Oh,
We had so many kids.
I don't know how I saw a commercial anytime around that year. We
I-
never stopped.
No, we didn't.
Y'all were
Anyway.
just throwing up in the back of the minivan, going to practice.
Do you remember?
Collins used to throw up bananas everywhere. I guess in China, she literally had never left the orphanage. She had never been in a car. So when we brought her home at like 2.5,
Oh, bless it.
she would get car sick and she loved bananas. We cleaned up bananas every other day. It was awful.
I am so sorry that
It was
happened to
awful.
you. It's morning, it's Wednesday, it's What the Hell County Wednesday, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you that my nasty was from my children who I had two heads over buckets at one time, just holding both of their heads at the same time in Emmy's room. No, it's Wesley's room now. Both at the same time, and it was spaghetti.
Oh, I've did that before. I threw up spaghetti.
It was one of those days I was out actually doing a job and I was emceeing for somebody and Chris calls me in the middle of the night and he's like, baby, I'm so sorry to call you, but you need to come home literally right now.
It gives me the
And it started off with throwing spaghetti up into the air vent in the kitchen. We still think it may be there today. And then it ended up with me in their rooms. 3 of them were sick, but 2 of them were yakking at the same time. And I was like, I give up. I give up.
that's
What the hell is going on?
that's
County.
the worst.
I remember throwing up spaghetti, and I walked into
Was it mom's spaghetti?
yeah, I think it was, and it was on my what's the other line? Throw up on his hoodie, something like that. I don't remember. I'm not that big of a fan.
On my sweater.
Oh, on his sweater, yeah. Well, I walked into my dad's room and was like, Dad, I threw up. And I remember waking him up and him coming out and just noodles all over the floor.
Yeah.
Oh, they weren't even digested. You had
Yeah, no,
noodles?
these noodles, not digested.
Hey, speaking of throwing up, a few days ago, I talked about the explosive diarrhea parasite that's going around.
Oh, yeah.
It's still traveling and growing.
Where is it now?
It's called cytoplasmosis or something like
Yes,
that.
that's what Chris said it was.
Yeah, it's a legit thing. But the thing that's scary, so it starts out and you've got some serious explosive diarrhea, but then you can actually get a fever and throwing up. And I mean, it's the weirdest thing, but they have no clue what is causing it. They can't find the link between something they've eaten or, they still don't think it's human to human contact. But the states that it's spreading to aren't contiguous. Is that a word for the day? So it's like New York, California, they're all spread out, but they cannot figure out where it's coming from. So I have unless you want to soak your veggies and your fruits, that's kind of their number one thought is that it's coming from fruits and veggies. And that little bullet thing that looks like when you drop it in and it makes like supersonic waves that shake all the parasites off.
Yeah.
I just am like, I'm not eating. I don't want this explosive diarrhea. People have ended up in the hospital.
Oh, it's been bad. I mean, that's perhaps what they thought my amazing son-in-law had. I don't know. But all Chris also would like for me to remind everybody of is when you have a parasite, you know it because this is what happens. It's really gross. So I hope they figure it out. I truly hope they figure it out because this is no bueno. Like this is the first time in a while who's like, oh yeah, I know about the parasite, blah, blah, blah. And he has heard the same thing you have, that it's probably fruit and vegetable related. So I probably need to do a better job of soaking my fruits and
No,
vegetables.
no. You just eat Twinkies until it's gone.
All right. It's no
No.
problem.
Don't
Why?
tell Bobby that.
Why Twinkies?
Bobby, we are not eating Twinkies.
Twinkies are the most
Or
well
pizza.
preserved. There's nothing
Oh,
in
I
it
thought
that's
you meant-
organic.
I thought you meant eat Twinkies to get the parasite out.
Oh, you can do
I was like,
that.
what's the
You can do
correlation
that.
there?
It's fine. But
They probably do kill
just
the
like
parasites.
submerge it in
yeah,
a
just
Twinkie.
until they find it, narrow
Run
it down.
that blueberry down
Yeah.
the middle of a Twinkie and you're golden.
There you go. Well, the Twinkies, along with McDonald's, hamburgers, are going to be preserved until Jesus comes back.
No parasites in those. There's
Nope.
nothing real for them to eat.
Nothing. It's all chemicals. Yum, yum. Also, I have a food story. Perhaps we'll get to it later. But did you guys know what they do to our non-organic lettuce, for example, and what they put on it? I'll show you in the break, and maybe we'll get to it today, maybe tomorrow. But I am rethinking everything. It turns out my daughter Emmy has been right about so many things related to
What
food.
do you mean what they put on it? Do they go up to it and like
Chlorine,
Mm.
and they soak it and seal it for 14 days. This is no good. Back to my original word in honor of
wow.
Spain playing somewhere. No bueno.
No bueno.
Oh, Argentina won.
No bueno, senor. They also speak Spanish, so that's for them as well. Is it a shock that Messi won?
They had a big comeback, didn't they?
Yes. they did.
Wait. Was that yesterday?
That was during our after the show stuff.
Okay.
All right. Anywho,
Yeah, it's all the World Cup's running together. It's a lot of world stuff.
and like many people said after America lost, well, now we can pretend to.
Oh, the Muslims had a meltdown too. Did you
Oh,
see
yes.
the Egyptian coach that was like
Yes, I do.
wanted to kill everybody?
Ruba duba duba.
And he won't let any Christians on the team.
Yeah, no Christians.
I gotta stop saying
I,
that.
talk about dying.
It's just funny.
It is a hilarious.
Are we doing Muslim Minute?
Yeah.
Are we still playing that as the opening?
We're still playing it until
Oh,
somebody tells me to stop.
My word, we have a food word of the day. Anyway, all right, here's the situation. We have a big day.
Parents went away.
Every
on
day is a
week's
big day, but we
vacation.
have a big day. So we have us. We have the word of the day. We have
I bet
Yammer.
Grayson heard that one.
We have the montage. Also, hot flash news. And we have a new guest to the show, Bethany Miller. She is the comms director for the National Religious Broadcasters. And she has a couple of topics that you will find interesting. Where does America go from here? The importance of the nuclear family. And then something we've talked about before, the importance of biblical literacy. So that's going to be a great conversation. This is just Wednesday for us. It's just a usual Wednesday, but it's a big day.
I like that we're continuing the America 250 kind of.
I left my flags up. My America
You did?
250 flags.
Oh, I
yeah.
left our flags up at the lake house too.
I mean,
Why not?
let's go for it.
I think didn't Kenneth Pascal say they were doing something in Montgomery today?
Oh, there's a reading. Did you not respond?
No.
Hey, I don't know if you meant for both of us to be there or just her, but not going to be there.
No. He invited us to. Oh, they're reading the Declaration of Independence or
Full
something.
school. No, that's not how that starts.
No, that's the Gettysburg.
I'm
Address.
kidding. I kid. I know. But I do have to tell y'all one quick thing before we go into the word of the day. You know how last week I told you my favorite founding father was Governor Morris, which he is because of all the things he did, also because he's from Pennsylvania. Chris is like, you do know that his first name was Governor, don't you? I was like, yeah. I knew.
Wait, he wasn't a governor?
His name was Governor. His name was Governor Morris. I knew it was more. I knew about the Morris part. I never knew his first name.
Who does that?
Well, it was in the 1700s.
I'm going to name you lieutenant.
Governor.
but
Governor.
You're actually going to be a butter churner.
But he was
Well-
like, baby, you knew, didn't you? And I was like,
I like it.
even though I love him, I never knew his first name.
I just didn't know. I think I asked what his first name was.
And I said, Governor.
No, you said.
Oh, I said, I'm going to look.
Then I said William, and then we talked about cigarettes. It's Governor.
The Morris dude did bankroll the
Yeah.
Revolutionary War, but
The cigarette guy?
eventually.
Yeah. Okay.
But I just wanted to correct the record. I just wanted you guys to know his name is actually Governor.
I had no idea. Now we can speak intelligently on the
Mhm.
subject.
We're not afraid to say we don't know things. Although I laughed at my husband when he said you knew that.
That's so cool. You pick someone with the name of governor.
Governor. Say it properly, because do you wonder what they sounded like? Because they probably still had some hint of a British accent.
I still can't do it.
I'm sitting here thinking that's the equivalent. It's the opposite, but
What?
Right after 9/11, I think I've told this story before, but this is like corn from a jar, isn't actually canned corn. Right after 9/11, it was a chaotic time and there was lots of mayhem, and I think people thought the world was going to end, and so the economy and groceries and all this, and I could not figure out. I had never heard his name before, but if I'm lying, I'm dying. The news kept talking about this guy named Price gouging. And I was like,
Allison!
who is this? Where did he come from?
Mr. Gouging needs to calm down.
Price gouging.
When did you figure out?
It took me a minute. It was not. It wasn't the 48 years that it took me to realize that it wasn't actually canned corn in a jar, but a solid probably 6 weeks. Where I think they used it differently in a sentence, and I was like, oh.
Oh, listen.
Anyway, Governor Morris and Price gouging are besties.
And you know what else we learned at the same time when we had chickens is we learned that there are a lot of chicken words that you use in everyday life, and it doesn't hit you until you say it, and you're like,
Oh, there's a good one of
He's alive.
there's a term of
Pecking order. That's
yes,
one.
That's the one I'm thinking
That's
of.
a pecking
rules
order.
the roost.
I didn't know
Oh.
pecking order was actually a
Legit thing.
like a chicken. Yeah.
Those
So
girls are
many-
feisty.
Hen pecked.
Oh, you don't want to be pecked by a hen.
I'm going to say this, and everybody needs to keep a straight face, but it's true. When we had a rooster,
Stop. Don't. This is such an Allison thing. Go ahead. You do it.
I'm not
So
saying
I
it.
don't get in trouble. No, you do it.
Say it.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
cock up the walk,
Cock.
because they're walking up to roost.
Well, they are. They're cocks.
Yeah.
It's like
And the
cockfighting.
babies in England, they call them cockerels. The baby boys are called cockerels. And so that's where it comes from.
Y'all, do you remember when South Carolina, the Gamecocks were getting a new mascot?
Oh, yeah. We get. I can't say that. Go ahead.
And they were getting a new mascot, and they did a poll amongst the students of what they should name the new mascot. And the one that won by a very large majority was the Cock Commander. And then after it, they go, okay, wait, we actually can't do that.
You can't ask the kids.
I was like,
Don't
that-
ask the students.
It won like 95% of the vote, and they go, okay, yeah, actually, we can't do that. It's like, what were you guys thinking? Making that an option.
Don't ask the
Well.
kids or Abs or Al or JP.
Don't ask. Don't tell. All right. So,
Gosh.
all right, we're together now, and we just need a little moment to catch up, away from the cares of the world. Because the world is hard. And you guys are going to love this word of the day. But it's time. It's time for word of the day.
Do the cock walk.
Oh, I can do that.
3, 2, 1.
The word of the day. Allison,
Oh, my eyes
Don't
are closed. They're closed.
cheat.
But don't. It's like when you're playing. I don't play poker. Okay, you're playing Go Fish with somebody, but they hold their cards out right here.
you mean like boomers do?
Yeah. Okay, go.
is a savory Italian turnover that is essentially a small portable pizza with the cheese.
Calzone.
Yep.
Small portable pizza.
Yeah, you like folds
Just
up.
fold it over.
Yeah.
Have you baked them before? They're yummy.
No, but they do take, I never order them because they take so freaking long to get to your table.
And they burn the roof of your mouth too. It's
Ugh.
so hot.
It's like a steam pocket.
It is.
Hot pocket.
Hot pocket.
But do they taste the same?
they're
Because
delicious.
the bread ratio is different.
The bread ratio is different. If you make a true calzone, you have some ricotta cheese in there.
Oh.
And then you have the cheese and whatever, and then a little bit more cheese if you want, and then the meat of choice or veggie, right? But it is very hot. It is divine. And it reminds me also of another Italian delight called a stromboli. Have you made those? Where you take bread dough, okay, stretch it out. Young men, if you want to impress women, you make this for her with a beautiful side Caesar salad. But you stretch out the dough, you put cheese on it, then you add in your toppings, and then you roll it. Roll it like cinnamon roll.
Like roulage?
Like
whatever that's
roulage.
called.
Roll it, and then cut some pockets in the top so the steam can come out, and you bake it. And then when you cut in, it's this beautiful dough filled with all kinds of delights. Stromboli. You're welcome. There are some men we were with yesterday that I'm thinking of right now.
They prefer baked goods, abs.
I know they like baked goods, but I'm telling you, young men, that if you want to impress the ladies, you will make her a stromboli. And then you'll have a side salad, and then go get some Betty Crocker brownies, make them, and then voila, she will probably want to be your wife immediately.
Yeah. And then when she becomes your wife, you put her in the kitchen barefoot and you make her make the stromboli.
Yeah, exactly.
JP. We got
I was
the
waiting
point.
for it. I was waiting for it.
We got the point. I last night we went to Tuscaloosa. Oh, so tough.
Hurt.
It's painful. Anyway, and we met Connor, who's working in Demopolis, and so it's halfway. And we went to Chuck's Fish House, and it was so good. But I thought about you, and I don't know why. I got the chicken scallopini, but it was served with gnocchi.
I love gnocchi
Why does that remind me of you?
because I love gnocchi. That's why.
I feel like something happened with gnocchi. Do you know what gnocchi is?
Oh, there's little pockets of
It's little
yummy little
balls of
fists of pasta made with potato, or you can make it regular.
Well, it was really good.
I love gnocchi. Thank you for thinking of me.
Mm-hmm.
Their fish is really good, by the way. Did you get fish?
Yeah, Jared and Connor got sushi.
Oh, I don't like sushi. Sushi.
It was bussin'.
Do you like sushi?
Well, I throw up when I eat fish. I can eat shellfish, but I can't eat fish. And I prefer not to get the parasites from the uncooked fish. So I don't if it's like
Hate
fried
sushi.
it's fried sushi.
No. Immediately no.
Are you a sushier?
I'm allergic to shellfish.
Oh yeah.
Good.
okay,
All right.
so
Well,
you
then we
and
can
I-
be friends.
we got issues.
All right. Because I love grilled fish, but see?
Grayson's listening to what did
You're welcome. You should try it, friend.
Stromboli.
Try it.
Okay, we gotta get to Gen Z. word
Okay,
of the round.
fine.
This one is two letters. I say this one a lot. Back-to-back letters is an abbreviation.
Oh, DTR.
No, an acronym that stands for. I can't say the acronym because then you'll know.
Okay.
Okay, it's used to acknowledge
BRB.
a player's skill at the end of a multiplayer video game is the original term for it, but also it's kind of used alongside of like we're cooked and back-to-back letters, the same letter back-to-back.
Absolutely no idea.
Think about you play a sporting event and
XX.
what do you say after the
Good
event?
game.
So then what would be the abbreviation?
GG.
GG.
Never
Oh,
heard of
didn't
that.
know.
Never heard GG before. It stands for good game, obviously, but you could say it after playing video games. But mainly, I say it whenever I'm in trouble and I'm like, GG's, we're cooked. Good
Oh,
game.
look.
We lost.
Big G knew that.
Exactly. GG's.
All right. Big
We-
G didn't know DTR, but he knows GG.
Yeah, he does.
It's redeeming himself.
She's trying to.
Papaw's coming back.
But I do agree with the shellfish. I can eat shellfish, but I think it's disgusting. Except for, well, there's one food I do like. But
Oh, we got the bang bang shrimp last night too. It was really good.
was that good?
Yeah.
But you can eat that?
I can eat. I'm the opposite of JP. I can eat shellfish. I can't eat like
Regular.
fillet of fish.
Okay.
Do we have time to yammer or
Yes.
Yeah, we do.
I pushed the brake back.
Okay. All right. Allison?
Wait. It's time to yammer.
Sinclair.
I'm not ready.
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
We didn't talk about this story yesterday, but it's continuing to come up. Tuberville backs Alabama and Auburn, saying Washington doesn't know college sports better than those who live it. So it's been a big story. Tuberville being against Ted Cruz's Protect, what's the exact name of the bill? Protect College Sports Act, and thought that he can bring up a better bill. But then yesterday, or either yesterday or 2 days ago, both the University of Alabama and Auburn released a joint statement saying they were against it and that it would cause more issues than it would solve. And I think the exact phrase or the wording was, it's exactly what they claim to be against, or it will do exactly what they say they want to stop. So this is going to continue to be a story because you get this bipartisan, for the most part at least, bipartisan bill from Ted Cruz, and you've got Tuberville, you've got Auburn, Alabama. They're all against it. But here's the interesting part is that Nick Saban has come out and endorsed it. So
What?
it's like
6'7".
Sorry. Yeah. So it's which coach, Tuberville or Saban, or, but both Alabama and Auburn, the universities have said they're against it. So it's not just like it's coach Tuberville. But yeah, Nick Saban has endorsed it and thought it's really good. So I don't know what's going to happen with it. But the problem is Tuberville, whenever he tried to bring up his bill, he could never get anywhere. He couldn't get bipartisan support for it. So it seems like the Ted Cruz
Because
bill
it's
might
not
be the only
establishment enough. I mean, and that's what, remember when this first came out and people weren't really talking about it yet, but one commentator I read said that Ted Cruz's bill is all about kind of protecting the industry, protecting the machine of the universities that they in the NCAA, and that it's really not about the players.
Yeah.
And it allows the universities and their partners to keep all their money and all their power, and it's just not good at all.
So both of the stories y'all are doing, I had written down, but I'm not going to do that now. I'm going to do one that's very quick. We're going to talk about it later. For former Florida Democratic candidate Andrew Gillum was arrested in Alabama on felony drug charges. This is a man who lost by 0.5% in Florida. He was almost their governor. And we'll talk later on about what was going on with him. But
Where was he in Alabama?
He was arrested in Daphne.
I heard he was like swerving.
Yeah, he was swerving.
Apparently we'll
Meth.
get into it later.
Anyway, we'll talk about it later. But it's amazing.
Is this in the montage?
Yes.
Okay.
But the thing that brought him down initially is the thing that continues to dog him. But we'll talk about it later.
It is being reported that President Trump has just launched a massive H-1B visa fraud investigation within the Labor Department. Have y'all seen this?
Mm-hmm.
Dozens of subpoenas going out, whistleblowers coming forward. A fraud reported, allegedly, a fraud and human trafficking program within the H-1B program. It's everything we thought it would be. So great. We're looking into it. We're cracking down on fraud. We're going to investigate again. Do we do anything?
We just like to talk about things.
Are we going to export? What do you call it? Deport 3 and call it a victory?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, if we can get this stuff out, if we can get the information out, if we have somebody that will get it out in the media, they won't be able to ignore it. So DC, give us a call.
Yeah.
Let us know if you find any more burn bags of Seth Rich and Epstein files and human trafficking. No big deal. Just kind of turn our heads.
No.
Look down. Look away. We'll be back.
Takbir! Allahu This is the Islamic Republic of New Yorkistan. Islam will be in every household. Inshallah, the whole world is Muslim. Welcome to Mamdani's New York.
I had seen Sneeko says Allah Akbar, I hate America. I had not watched that whole thing. He said New Yorkistan?
So this is the Islamic Republic of New Yorkistan. Islam will be in every household. Welcome to Mamdani's New York.
Deport.
Deport.
Like immediately. You don't even get a second chance. I don't want to hear your rebuttal. Go. Y'all, and who is Sneeko for those that don't know?
Sneeko is a Twitch live, or he may be on Kick now, but anyways, he's just a live streamer and influencer, a Muslim influencer. Yeah, but that's the sort of stuff like when people think, is Islam really a problem? Like, what is the big? No, Islam will be in every household. Allahu Akbar. That is the goal. And New York, where Washington was sworn in. Correct.
Actually, the first capital of the United States.
Mm-hmm. New Yorkistan. Yeah. Like, can you imagine Washington hearing New York being called
Get
New
off my
Yorkistan?
street.
So you've got Mamdani
Terrorist.
using Washington's desk, and you've got that young man calling it New Yorkistan. And so when we say things like there's only one option, and that is to be deported because you have no intention of becoming a melting pot with us and making America better. Here's a thought from Teddy Roosevelt. Christianity was saved in Europe solely because the people of Europe fought. If the people of Europe in the 7th and 8th centuries had not possessed a military equality with the Muslims, meaning as strong or stronger with the Muslims, the Christian religion would be exterminated. Why does everybody who's come before us that is a respected European or American leader, why do they understand the assignment? And we're suddenly now pretending that that assignment has changed. They have not changed. We have changed. So what are we going to do about it? Because in Christ, we don't have any reason to be afraid. So we have to combat it with the truth. But you guys have to understand the assignment has been the same since the 7th century, according to Islam. And as, like Allison said, we're doing our homework. That's never changed for them, ever. We are the ones who have changed. We have forgotten. And we must wake up. If this is the one thing our show accomplishes is to wake people up, then this is why we exist. And not just because we're too hot to wear hijabs. It's because you will be dominated and subjugated. And this version of Islamo-communism is terrifying. And both for Islam and communism, both hundreds, if you combine both of them, hundreds of millions of people have died. You only look at history for that example. We have changed, and it is time that we remember so that we can regroup and regain the America that we know and love. But you know what that's going to require? That requires that you fight. And sometimes it's intellectual, and sometimes it's deporting, but it is going to require the backbone that our founders used to build this country. That's what that's going to require. That's the uncomfortable part, because we did this to ourselves.
And this is when I get mad when the Trump administration is like, only the criminal illegal aliens, or only the, like, we need millions of people deported tomorrow, because I guarantee you, if we actually deported every illegal alien, we wouldn't be having New Yorkistan rallies in New York. At least they would go down by a lot, because I guarantee you a lot of those people that are doing those are not here legally. But this is also the part where I get frustrated when the idea of amnesty is floated. Like, you know what? The border's shut. Okay, if you're here, you're good. Nope, no harm done. And then from here on out, like, no. we need to reverse. We need remigration to save America.
I can't think of anything else. I mean, I know there are people probably listening. They're like, oh my gosh, y'all talk about this so much. Well, you know what? I can't think of anything, well, the gospel, but hopefully you hear that in everything we talk about. Because if we aren't doing this for the eternal good, what's the point? So hopefully we weave that in. But I'm thinking, why does school choice even matter when we have Islamic terrorists saying they're going to rule over this? I don't know much more that is much more important to talk about than this. And this isn't some, small pocket of people in Minnesota anymore. This is everywhere. And it's terrifying. And as I talk to even our state elected officials, they have no clue what is coming.
Hello and welcome back. Gosh, it'd be great if I could get my earbud in. There we go. Okay. And now there's so much news today. So much. But
wait,
there's more.
we got
How about text and comments from you?
Do we have, okay, so we're going to do text and comments. And then when do we get to the Muslim Minute? That's my favorite part.
We can do the Muslim Minute 11 o'clock before Hot Flash News.
Okay.
I like that.
We got John from Minor on the YouTube. He said Pascal's and Gardendale got a good Stromboli.
Oh, man, that sounds good.
Do they DoorDash?
Pascal's.
Gardendale's.
He also said this. I've known this, but I thought it was lobster, not shrimp. Shrimp is known as the cockroach of the sea.
Oh, I'm never eating shrimp again. I've heard
pretty
that
sure
before,
shrimp.
but this is a flashback. I am done.
Yeah.
Don't offer it to me.
You do, is that little vein that runs along their back? Is that really?
Yep. And I
think
cut
it
it out
is.
when I used to make shrimp and grits when we lived in Charleston. I cut
Oh.
both sides out because it's on both sides.
You
and
take
it's
that little scooper and you
disgusting.
run it up and it builds up on the scooper.
Did
No
I
way.
tell y'all what Ernie Arbor did in front of my face at the crawfish boil?
Yeah, because I was right by you.
Amy Beth was there.
Wait,
Allison was there.
where was
Whoa.
I?
I doing Allison stuff. I don't know, but we were.
What
with
did I
Ernie,
miss?
And he was at the crawfish tent, and all I turn, I look, and I see he like ripped it, and then he gets to the end with the head and just like sucked all the brains out of it.
I told you. Did
With-
you do it?
No.
But Ernie did it. We were right by each
And-
other.
But then, and Amy Beth goes, "Oh," and Ernie just like goes, ah, ha, ha, like a evil
like a
laugh.
maniacal
like-
laugh.
It was gross. I can't do that.
Can you Google why is it like bone marrow? Is it like the marrow? It's really
When people tell
good
me
for
things
you?
like bone marrow, bone broth, whatever, also immediately no.
is I can't imagine that the brain of a crawfish is that hearty and good for you.
I don't think God intended for us to eat that.
Okay, it says you don't actually eat the brain, but you eat the fatty, flavorful contents inside the crawfish head. When what people typically suck out when eating crawfish is the hepatopancreas.
It's yellow.
Hepatopancreas.
Oh, it's your
And-
bile
an
from your
organ-
liver.
An organ that filters toxins and aids digestion,
Yes.
combined with spicy cooking juices, often referred to as crawfish butter. So.
Ooh. It's yellow, isn't it? It's like a
I-
mustardy, orangey yellow.
I just see them as baby lobsters,
I think I'm
and I
sick.
hate them.
We're moving on. Ian from Hartsville
God, we
says
started at Stromboli. And it was so good.
he goes, I've got my wife barefoot making sourdough bread today. Said she made me sourdough pancakes Monday.
That's a good wife.
She's a winner.
Keep her.
My Aunt Lily texted in. She said,
Lily.
do we need to do a parasite cleanse? What does Chris say?
He does not believe in parasite cleanse and thinks that they're a scam because he says when you have a parasite, you will know you have a parasite. You will get scupsy of the foo-foo, and it happens every time.
Even if you have a parasite in your brain, how does that come out?
That is so extremely rare as to almost be non-existent. The
See.
things that they are promoting on TV upset him, like we're watching World Cup soccer and something came on about that. He's like, that is the snake oil salesman of today is the get it out of your brain. They're not in your brain.
Lily, I do it all. I'm just hedging my bets. It may not do anything, but I feel cleaner. It's like, you probably don't have lice on you when you leave the thrift store, but you want to go home and shower.
I am so terrified of getting lice.
JP, I can assure you, you don't have to worry about
your
it.
eyebrows.
My
I
beard,
guess you
probably.
can.
Yeah. Yeah, there's somebody that got lice.
Don't have kids then.
A girl got lice in kindergarten, and she had to get her head shaved.
I would like to tell her mom,
Oh.
post knowledge, you don't have to do that. You just have to sit there with your children and their giant heads of hair and comb lice rid through it and stay home.
You know
And
how toxic that stuff is.
yeah, but it worked.
Don't you? If you just put mayonnaise on your head,
I'm
doesn't
not
it-
shaving my darling Emmy's hair.
But
like-
I think mayonnaise works. It like suffocates it.
Yeah.
It when you see them falling out of your kid's head.
Oh, abs. They're like screaming, running.
And one of my kids was like, "Hey, that fell on my desk yesterday." And I was
Oh.
like, "Oh, come on." I started crying.
'Cause
I started crying when I thought we were done with lice and they got to stay home, which I always thought was fun when my kids were home from school. And then because we had a blast. And then
she's a better mom than me.
oh my gosh, I loved when they were sick. I was like, "Oh, do you want to cuddle? Let's have chicken and rice." Anywho, and then the second time they got it, 10 days later, I did start crying because it was in baby Molly's hair and she was 18 months old.
You have 4 kids.
You just like
you have no
splat
hope.
mayonnaise on your 18-month-old Molly's head.
I
like-
put stuff in her hair, washed her hair, and all the
Then you got to
things.
put all the blanket. It's a
nightmare.
We got one more comment we can do montage. Ashley just commented and said shrimp, lobster, oysters, and crawfish and crab are all bottom feeders. They eat the trash at the bottom of the water.
This is why I'm done with any of those
So
animals.
should we not be eating them?
No, you can eat them, but like know what you're eating. It's like eating cockroaches. You're eating the cockroach of the sea.
I'm literally never eating a shrimp again. I never ate oysters before. I think those are disgusting. I like crab claws, fried, and then whatever else is on there.
I had a friend in middle school that would slurp the juice out of the oyster shell.
No, we need to move on,
Montage.
or I'm going to have to go home.
Okay, montage.
Ceasefire over. Is the ceasefire done? Is the MOU dead?
I think it's over. I don't want to deal with them anymore. They're scum. You know what scum is? They're scum. They're sick people.
Shrimp.
They're led by sick people.
Andrew Gillum, who was the Democratic nominee for the governor's race that year, was arrested just last week on drug-related charges. He was actually pulled over around 10:45 in the evening on July the 2nd after cops spotted him driving erratically, and they eventually had cause to search his car when they noticed a glass pipe in the center console, and that is when they recovered 3 packages of meth.
Let me speak directly to anyone considering helping President Trump interfere with our election or our count. If you violate California's laws, if you interfere with our voters, tamper with our ballots, or meddle in our election, you will be prosecuted.
Democrats are going to go looking for another candidate that they think can make that or articulate that message, particularly to young white men. What happened here, remember, is that Democrats were looking for somebody. Graham Plattner didn't just come out of nowhere from Maine. Party leaders looked for a candidate that they believed would resonate with young white men, and they found the biggest scumbag they possibly could, because Graham Plattner is the caricature of white men that Democrats have in their head.
And we have a unique responsibility to act from the heart of empire, the belly of the beast. The most important thing that we can do is take that empire down from within.
Our role ultimately is to facilitate our own empire's failure in ways that we can, ultimately to overthrow our own empire.
I just think it is so cute that they live in a capitalist society and have nothing else to do but talk about taking down their empire. But I digress. First was US and Iran. Or, yes, it was. Is anyone surprised that failed?
we don't negotiate with terrorists, and we've been negotiating with terrorists. I don't know what else to call them for months now. And I guess I will give you the benefit of the doubt, saying maybe you had to try so it looked like you were trying, and you don't. But no, this is exactly where we knew we'd end up.
Yeah. JP?
No, I'm not surprised, I guess. What this seems like to me is that we struck an MOU and a ceasefire to try to bring down prices before the midterms. And
that's very cynical.
And we don't want to, I don't think we want to be done in Iran. I think Trump wants to keep going. And obviously Iran, is firing at ships in the Strait. But ultimately, whatever it was, I felt like we were going to go back in regardless. But I think gas was reaching like over $4 a gallon here. So, I mean, elsewhere is probably way more. And I think he realized that was hurting the polling and hurting the campaigning for the midterms. Okay, let's take a break. Let's take a breather. Let the prices come down a little bit. And then, whenever they step out, then we can go back in. And then, if it goes back to a certain point before the midterms again, then we can do another MOU and bring it back down. That's what I think. And that, again, that's my cynical. I'll play the cynical part of this conversation, I guess.
Yes, indeed you did.
So
you played it to a T. So do you think that Iran was taunted into striking like the gas tanker from Qatar?
I don't know. I haven't.
I mean, that seems awfully brave.
Yeah, I haven't looked into specific details about what kicked it off.
Iran fired at 3 ships, and one of them was a gas tanker from Qatar. So I'm not surprised. We don't negotiate with terrorists, but I'm just not surprised. Iran's Iran. Iran's gonna Iran. This is what they do. They fight, and they've always fought. So I don't know what we want to get out of it, but I really don't. I don't know what's going to happen here.
Well, that's exactly why I didn't think it was a good idea to get in to start with, because you can't really get out once you're in.
No, only way you get out is turning into glass.
Yeah, without
exactly
nuking it. Yeah,
and we're all for that. Just wipe it out. If that's the deal, and you guys want to finish this, then finish it. And we understand ad nauseum that this should have been handled in 1978. It wasn't. And Iran can't have nukes. Ad nauseum. We've talked about this ad nauseum. But no one is surprised that Iran fired on other ships in the Strait of Hormuz. They love to fight.
And they don't care to die.
Oh.
And the thing is, they are looking at us and they're looking at Trump and they're pointing and they're laughing. And meanwhile, they know they're in control, because I don't think Trump has what it takes to do what it would take to end this.
I look, I don't know.
Just don't.
So, okay. Iran watch, day 87. I don't know how many days it is, actually. I was just kidding. But
just 2 weeks to flatten the curve.
Come on, guys.
Real quick before we get back into montage topics, just to piggyback off our Mitch McConnell conversation yesterday, did y'all find it interesting? Every person that tweeted that they talked to him said they talked to him for 20 minutes. Y'all notice that?
Did not see that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the script of what like Scott Jennings and another representative from Kentucky put out, it was like very identical, but tweaked a little. And it was like both 20-minute conversations.
I talked to my good friend, my longtime friend. It was the same verbiage, kind of the same topics. Scott Jennings really threw me off, though. But I didn't realize Scott Jennings has such long time ties to Mitch McConnell. And so that kind of makes sense that he would come to the defense of his friend. Did you see him on CNN, though? He was very weird. They kept asking, do you think Mitch McConnell would call into the show? Could we get him on the phone? I mean, he never answered. He just danced around. And then, y'all, it crossed my mind. Then somebody else sent it to me that talks of like maybe it was an AI voice rendering of Mitch
Can you
McConnell.
imagine?
I mean, it sounds so stupid. And do I really think probably not. But in 2026, when you have that capability, I don't know.
He's dead. And you guys have
He's dead.
tried to tell us that he's alive. And I didn't notice, JP, the same 20-minute script that got passed around last night frantically. Hey, everybody, here are your talking points. Ha ha. No one will notice. Ha 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 ha.
I think I have
Well, do you think Mitch McConnell, even before he went unconscious and had to be revived, could hold a 20-minute conversation?
Absolutely not.
a 20-minute conversation with 4 different people. That's 80 minutes from a hospital bed in one morning.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
This is how the conversation went. Hey, Mitch,
Yeah,
how you doing?
I'm dead.
How's Elaine?
She's back in working for the CCP with Fang Fang. Oh, wait, Fang Fang died, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think he just croaked.
He's dead, and he's been dead.
He done been dead.
And for once, I'm happy for CNN's Moxie pushing back against Scott Jennings' theatrical story about talking to his longtime friend. I get it; they have ties. Great, but if you do, then get him to call in, or at least, hey, you know what you can do? Take a picture of him in the hospital bed with his hand waving. Oh, but you can't, because we've all seen Weekend at Bernie's. We know what that looks like.
Scott Jennings said, I mean, if I were in a hospital room, I probably, wouldn't want people taking pictures of me or asking questions. I'd probably want my privacy. Well, good. You can have it because you're a citizen. You're not a public official. And the rules are different. And you're lying to everyone. And he's dead. I mean, in Kentucky, brain dead is dead.
And hi, Republicans, I know it's so easy to cast stones, and we cast stones at the progressives, but we're also casting stones at you, because if it comes out that he was dead and you're just biding your time so that you can replace Glitch with somebody else, and I'm sorry if he is dead, I'm very sorry for he and his family. But you guys waited and waited and waited, and now you're still waiting so that you can appoint another Republican to his place and have the same scam going on that you've always had going on. This is so fake. This is a fraud. You guys are as bad as the others when it comes to certain things. Sorry, but you are.
H1B fraud.
Sorry, we can get back into montage, but I just figured we can, because ever since our conversation yesterday, there's been a bunch of eerily similar stories about their conversations with him. I think it's fun. Curious.
I know, and you think that we would spot the psyop since we were trained so carefully during COVID to recognize all the similar talking points. It actually started with gravitas and Bush v. Gore, but and using the same words. But really, you'd think we'd be able to spot it. So I'm glad you pointed that out.
I think that's a great segue into what's going on with Graham Plattner and Brandon Gill's kind of insight into it is interesting. But what the Democrat Party, not the Republican, well, they may be in on it too, is doing is so wrong. They knew they had issues with Graham Plattner from the beginning. They knew it. They tried to find their white savior because they have a few men left maybe in the party.
Good one.
I don't know. I guess if you count tranny men as men, yeah, they've got a few. And so they tried to go find the manliest man they could think of. Meanwhile, he's been accused of some horrendous things, but nobody cares. Nobody cares until a week before. And now all of a sudden they have turned on him. They knew this lady, what's her name? Rancico, whatever. They have known she was out there. They waited, they held off, and they are going to replace him on the ballot with somebody that is worse than him.
Absolutely.
And the Democrat voters are not going to have a say. They're going to get to appoint and select who they want to replace him on the ballot when he steps down. And once again, they are taking away their party's people right to vote for their candidate. It's disgusting. And I'm terrified of who's going to replace him.
Well,
go ahead.
I was just going to I was just gonna float out there. We saw what happened with Eric Swalwell, where it seemed like they wanted him gone, so they released all the blackmail. Do you think this is the case of that, of somebody within the party thinking that he was a good candidate and others in the party disagreeing, and he just had so much ammunition to unload? Like, do you think this is an inside job of Democrats taking him out?
100%. Oh, 100%. Republicans want to run against him. They want him to be the nominee because there's no way he wins.
I find it ironic that, well, number one, with Plattner, the only reason they believed the woman, even though other women had come forward, was because she kept saying, I used to believe the way he believed. I'm a progressive. I believe what he says. That's my ideology. When they, and she came forward hesitantly and thought in an article that was published, she gave the interview thinking it would just be a read over and nobody, and I was listening to this on the Daily Wire, nobody would really pay attention, but she's the one who's breaking the whole thing wide open. So let me get this right. You only believe women who believe the way that you do, and that's why she can be taken seriously?
Yes.
Right? And then, which is also ironic, because you have a man that you know is a bad guy, and people, woman after woman, are coming forward saying, this is a complete dirtbag. He's got anger issues. He treats people horribly. He's never had an actual job. He lives off of his parents' money. He is worthless. And this is who they chose to get behind. Never mind the Nazi tattoo and his radical ideology. But we know who he is. And we know often who other Democrats are, like Joe Biden, who, apparently raped a woman in Congress. She went forward immediately. They love to say believe all women, but they didn't believe her. And now they're barely believing this woman. But they have evidence after evidence after evidence of their men doing atrocious things to women. Meanwhile, they have to lie about Trump. They can't ever prove anything because he didn't do anything. And he's the guy that they keep saying he's a pedophile, he's a rapist, he's all these other things, when it's them. This is who they are. It's called projection.
Real quick, I do think Brandon Gill's comment on it was spot on. Of they wanted to find somebody to attract young white men, and they went, let's get the rapist Nazi scumbag with a Fu Manchu, and that's how they think they can attract young white men. So that just, it shows what they think about that demographic.
Yep,
my demographic.
It's fine for Norway. What'd you say, Team Whitey?
Yes.
Okay, speaking of, when we come back, we'll have the Muslim Minute, more in the montage, and hot flashing news. I have no clue how to handle it. They're still in the, the law says we can't really do anything about that. We got to talk about zoning. We got to go at it from a zoning ordinance. No. So anyway, Muslim Minute turned into Muslim 10 minutes, but I just can't think of anything more important to talk about and bring awareness to right now.
And one more time, Allie Beth Stuckey with Raymond Ibrahim. Go find that podcast.
It's so good.
It's from last year. Allie Beth Stuckey with Raymond Ibrahim. Listen to it. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you are. Listen to it. Share it. We'll give out more resources. It does us no good if we know and you don't. This is for us together to weave our way through life, to walk through life with what is true. And we want you to know this, but please, please wake up. Just wake up. And we'll all be better for it. So there you go.
Go ahead.
Allison's
brain's
yeah, you can see my head. Like, how can I'm genuinely asking, is what Sneeko said, is that not some sort of sedition, some sort of, you're basically saying we're about to overthrow your country. We're going to overthrow your government. We're going to overthrow your foundation. Is that not something you can act on?
Well, and this is obviously me playing devil's advocate, but the response would be, well, Christians say that they're going to spread the gospel to every corner of the earth. How is this any different?
Well,
And
I
then-
say
well,
because we don't kill people.
right. But the problem is Christians go, they're right. What do we really do? And they don't have the right response to it. When you can say, no, actually, Islam is fundamentally antithetical to the Constitution, to the Declaration, to everything America was built upon. No. But that's the, I guess, loophole or the response is that, well, how's it different than Christians saying they're going to spread the gospel everywhere? Where Christians eventually have to get to a point where they say, no, Islam is completely antithetical.
Okay, let's talk through that. There's so much more to that because Christians go, you know what? I'm going to tell you about how you are a valued person in and of yourself, how you have rights, how God created you perfectly and in his image, and how Jesus died for you to save you, to give you hope and give you life. And you have freedom to live in that. And you know what? If you reject that, the Christian goes, I'm going to pray for you and I'm going to love you. And I'm here if you ever want to talk about it, but go live your life. What do the Muslims do? They charge you taxes. They kill you. They make you their slave. They rape you. What?
Yeah.
They're not equal.
And I'll just say this. Sorry.
Abs has a table.
Yeah,
I got a table.
Wow.
I think the other part too is.
You send me that?
Oh, what was I going to say? I had something good.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
No, it's fine.
Christians need to have the backbone to say, like what you're saying of, well, they may come in sweet and say, we're just a religion. Allah's a God of love. We revere Jesus just like y'all. That's the entry point. But when we have to tell Christians that the end point is Sharia, the end point is being killed if you leave. So don't listen to the entry point because that's not the end point.
And perhaps when we talk to other believers, the other issue is we need to know what the Bible says. We have the Bible, we're not reading it. Get with pastors who tell you the absolute truth and the reality about the way things are. And then we have to remember when they make claims, when people make claims, we have to make them back up the claim they just made. We don't always have to answer the question. Define what you mean by peace, those sorts of things. And then do your homework on what Islam is. Because, for example, just in one criterion, and there's a chart, and we'll take our time to go through it, but not today. This is just one example. Number one, political rule. So in other religion, there is it's a spiritual moral principle: render unto Caesar the things that are Caesar's. But for Islam, the political rule is existing and binding. The idea is caliphate, which is global government. There's no separation between mosque and state. Islam is the government. It is a system of government. Yeah. So we're going to post things. We're going to share things. We want you to share things with us. But we are not dealing with something that is sweet, nice, and kind. The people may be, because we're Southerners and we're kind to each other. We're sweet to each other. But do your homework. This is where we're getting tripped up. Do your homework. Do it.
I'm thinking about, and it happened this weekend in discussion with some of the people that were at the lake house. You know, we have kids and some are more liberal than others. And one was like, but the separation of church and state. Well, that's why the Muslims should have a seat at the table. Separation of church and state. What are you going to say when they're in control? You have zero separation of church and state. That's what you're basing this on. That's what you're saying. This is great. Separation. Nope.
But even the initial separation of church and state is a lie.
Well, yes, but yes, and I gave them that lesson. But even if you go with their logic, we got to have separation church and state, so put the Muslims in charge. What?
Exactly. Where's their separation of church?
Yeah, there is
look
none.
at London. How well has that gone? England. How's that going over there? Look at Dearborn, Michigan, where, by the way, it is now legal to slaughter animals in your backyard.
Is that the halal?
Welcome back.
It smells like something's on fire.
Or it smells like coffee.
Do y'all smell that?
No, it's coffee.
Charbucks. It's JP's coffee.
We're drinking La Colombe.
It smells like burnt.
It's delicious.
Charcoal. Toenail.
Did he say toenails? We're just going to keep on our What the Hell County Wednesday theme. We're sorry, everybody.
Disgusting.
It's
Okay,
fine.
so for dinner tonight.
Disgusting.
For dinner tonight, I'm gonna have oysters, lobster,
Ugh.
crawfish, pancreas, and then
Ew! Oyster juice
get
and a
a-
side of lice.
I'm gonna go to the store and get a burnt toenail candle, and I'm just gonna
and throw
you
up
want me to go,
spaghetti.
you want me to go, don't you?
yeah, and then I'm gonna throw up spaghetti, which I didn't even eat. So it's somehow gonna come out of me.
Anyway.
Anywho,
Great. JP, what's our order of events for now for this next half hour?
we got the wait. We got the Muslim minute.
Charlie.
That was pretty good. All right.
Well,
And then we have what
gotta
after
go.
that?
After that, we're going to get to Hot Flash News. We also have a couple of comments we can do. I don't know if we want to wrap up montage topics before Hot Flash News. We'll see how fast we can get through a Muslim minute. But
All right. Numero uno on the order of events, Muslim minute.
Of the few Christians that are left from the ancient world to give America a warning. Islam took over Egypt by force, by sword, by blood. They killed the men, they raped the women, they raped the nuns, they enslaved the children, and they eradicated Christianity, and they burned the churches. From 0% Muslim to 90% Muslim. We were literally genocided. Islam is a sex cult, it's a bloodthirsty cult, and it's a death cult. It's all of the things. It's a religion of sex, perversion, blood, and violence.
And so when are we going to wake up to that truth? We have thousands of years of history to know that this is true. When are we going to wake up and understand, for those of you who say, oh, that's not going to happen in Alabama? Wake up.
he lived it. He was a Coptic Christian, right?
That man
in Egypt,
knows
and
it.
he watched the whole country turn around. Same thing in Iran. That's exactly what happened. And then, I mean, it's so, but they're so nice and they just want to be good neighbors. And there's no, yes, until they are the dominant majority religion, elected officials in your neighborhood, and then you're their sex slave. They don't care. What did he say? They raped our women. They enslaved our children.
They
Killed the
burned
men.
and killed the men, burned the churches. If you read Defenders of the West, you will read horrific stories of men kidnapping women and then raping them on the table used for communion in old churches back in 11 and 1200. But this hasn't stopped. This is going on today. We, America, we are the frogs in the pot of boiling water. And right now it's warm. It feels good like a bathtub. But soon it will be boiling. And then we will be on our way out before we realized what's happened. And so to that, we say, follow this man. I keep forgetting what his name is, but I follow him.
Dr. Malouf.
He's incredible. He is telling the truth. Sometimes, though, the truth is more than we can bear. Sometimes the truth is so overwhelming, you have to pretend that it's not real. But see, on this show, we live in the realm called reality. And our hope is in Christ. So that we look at it and we go, okay, but we know that there's true hope. So we want hope, but we also ground ourselves in reality. And the reality is this is real. History tells us it is. And so we want to tell you, do your homework, but tell your family and friends, wake up. Wake up.
I don't really want to be enslaved or raped.
No. That's what they do, though. I mean, he's right. He's the first person I've heard to boldly talk about the fact that it is a sex cult.
And a death cult.
You get to marry 4 women. you get to die and then go and be awarded 10 virgins in heaven? 12?
No,
77?
72.
72. Now, is that if you're a martyr or
Yeah.
if is that just
That's a martyr.
so? And then if you look overseas, for perhaps in Pakistan or Afghanistan, and see the men that sit around all day long and they use some kind of drug, I don't know, it's in a pipe, or they pack it in their like dip.
Oh, it's
that stuff.
Hold on.
Meth.
No.
But it's their drug that they use over there. So they're high and they use women and boys and children, girls and boys, for their own ends. This is what they do. And somehow we want to pretend that it's not happening. And we refuse to pretend. So
What's the name of it?
it's that drug. It's that
I want to
stuff.
say
like
It's not ganja.
no. It's like okay.
but at least you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
I know what you're talking about. Because
saw some-
Mike Durant talked about it on our podcast
Mhm.
with Phil. I can't remember the name of it. But yes. I knew.
Why? Was it in Mogadishu?
Yeah, he was talking about how he would be offered it while he was a prisoner, and he didn't want it. So the
Because
way
it's a hallucinogenic, isn't it?
oh yeah, the way he won over his prison guard, who he became friends with, was he would give him what was given to him, and he'd get like twice. It's gonna kill me, but yeah.
You can Google's it.
I know it's not giving me the actual name. Cot.
Yes, that's it.
Cot?
Yes,
Spell it.
John from Minor, KOT.
Mhm, that's it.
Cot.
So
say no to cot.
By the way, we got a good comment on the Twitter live stream. Says Christian discipleship, discipline, and faith deeper than platitudes is the only way to combat Islamic fundamentalists. This must be done by each individual soul before we can build the stronger churches and communities that can repel this mind virus invasion.
100%. And I love the warrior that is your avatar. 100%. This without Christ, this is not possible.
I think in parallel with that, because of yes, that is the ultimate hope. We also have laws and elected officials that could protect us. And right now, our own constitution is being used against us to destroy what was supposed to be the greatest nation and is. But we are in grave danger of losing it. And their weapon is our First Amendment, the 14th Amendment. We have to figure out a way around that. This is not what those amendments, what those rights were intended for. But if our elected officials don't step up in sync with the church and individuals and God moving, we really don't have a chance.
Well, it goes back to the quote from John Adams that our government is only for moral and religious people, because it is individualism. And if you have weak individuals and weak Christians, then it doesn't work. And then your constitution gets used against you, because the Constitution and the Bill of Rights altogether only has as much weight as strong the individual is, because it was based off of individuals being strong in Christ. But when you have a weak individual and a big, massive government, then it gets backwards and it gets used against you.
And this also, actually, before we go to Hot Flash News, ties in with our guest Bethany Miller at 11:30, because one of the things that's her specialty is talking about biblical illiteracy. And if we have the book but we don't read it, and we don't know how much hope and power and strength there is for us, then this is just going to keep happening. So we're going to have that conversation in a minute. But there's a lot to consider. There's a lot of evidence out there. If you haven't already, dig in and do your homework, and you be the ones to tell your friends and family about it. This is one of the most important things we've ever talked about or ever will, is this issue right here.
If you have friends that are sympathetic, or, that maybe you're going, well, I mean, it's a right. We have the Bill of Rights. They're in America. Use us, take that segment, take this whole discussion to them and say, I was listening to this show the other day, and I don't know, they played this clip. What do you think about that? I mean, take it out of you confronting a family member or friend or whoever it is, and put it on us. Just have a discussion. Ask a question. What do you think? We can say a lot of things that maybe you can't. Well, we say a lot of things every day that maybe we can't.
We say them anyway.
Well, we say them anyway. So use us because our tires will get slashed. You can come pick us up.
Yeah. It's fine.
Hot flash news. I'm ready to go with hot flash news. However,
what?
We have to talk about this Magic City Acceptance Academy teacher that was appointed to the state.
Do it in hot flash news.
Do you want me to do it in hot flash news or do
How about you make that your either first or last story in hot flash news so we can spend the most time on it?
Okay,
that's good. That's good. It's like you produce us.
This is what I woke up to. This is a Craig Monger story
Pause.
from.
What are we doing?
Oh, flashing hot news.
Excuse me.
That was crawfish coming up.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe spaghetti.
You think we need to send Kay to cheer Mitch up with a trumpet performance in the hospital?
Yes.
Can you imagine Kay and Mitch in the same room?
Oh my word.
Governor, I'll appreciate your.
Hold on. I just got to go scroll through and see if there's any update on his condition. Bless it. Bless it all.
And like the second she starts the first note, it just goes beep. You killed him. Sorry. I'm sorry. We're moving. Oh, sorry.
Moving on.
Sorry.
Oh, I bet they know each other. They're about the same age, and he's from Alabama.
Alabama connection. Yeah.
Oh, look. Kentucky Governor Beshear asked Mitch McConnell to provide a health update. That's the latest.
Well, that's gutsy.
Thanks,
He's
Andy.
in a coma or something.
He can't talk to you right now. I'm sorry. It's not funny that he's dying. It's funny that we're
having to have this discussion.
It's ridiculous. It's theater.
Oh. Speaking of theater, y'all, I get fired up every now and then. I'm usually pretty even keeled.
Every now and then?
No, I consider myself pretty consistent. But this morning, okay, Craig Monger read a story over at 1819 News. This is the title: Magic City Acceptance Academy educator appointed to the state textbook committee without Senate or Education Board confirmation.
How did that happen?
Y'all, what the hell county are we doing? This is the most ridiculous. Of course, now it's not pulling up because I need to read this, but there is a process that we go through to appoint people to these textbook committees, which have been a mess. We heard Emily Jones talk about it for a while when she tried to go read through some of the things that were that the social studies, I think, was up this year.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a process you have to go through. Well, this person, and the article won't open. It's like the devil.
I got to pull it up. I got to pull it up.
Okay, well, roll through. I can't see. But anyway, scroll through because this LGBTQ charter school, the Magic City Acceptance Academy, which gets like millions of dollars from the state of Alabama every year to operate. It was the first charter school that KIV approved. And all it is a bunch of tranny and gay and non-binary furries. And they teach all of that. They're asking for more money, allegedly, to expand their mental health services in their school. That actually was denied. But it's nothing but a cesspool of degeneracy and mental health issues that they are playing along with these kids. I mean, our taxpayer dollars are paying for this junk. Meanwhile, could we have a state-funded Christian school? I don't think so. That would be wrong. Separation of church and state. Well, this is their religion. But this educator, what is their name? It's something, something, something.
We don't
has
know.
been
Emily Eddings Stanley.
Okay, has been appointed to this textbook committee, but the Senate is supposed to either confirm them or it's supposed to go to a vote for the State Board of Education. She or he, I don't know, just happened to show up on the list of people appointed to this textbook committee. Number one, that's wrong. Number two, we are in a supposed to be Republican state. Why are we appointing these people to the textbook committee? Why are they choosing what your children see in public schools? Why? Is this really who you want deciding who gets to learn what? No.
That's weird.
No. It is so wrong. It is so wrong. You need to speak out. You need to ask. They contacted the Board of Education, the state superintendent, Eric Mackey, somehow involved in this. You need to reach out to your school board member. You need to reach out to your representative, your senator, and ask them to follow the procedure. My guess is they didn't want the attention on this.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And so they just kind of, but y'all, this is not good. This is not who we want choosing what your kids learn in school. They should get rid of the entire charter school, in my opinion. I think it's so wrong. So wrong. And it is, taxpayers should be outraged by that.
Mm.
That wasn't really hot flash news. That was an Allison
that was good
monologue.
That was Sauna News, that one.
I like that.
And now we're going to go back to hot flash.
Oh, Sauna News.
I like it.
Well, do y'all have any thoughts?
I agree. Get rid of the whole school entirely. Number two, I'd like somebody to explain the process. It is very sus. And number three, I'm speechless.
I mean, in my Twitter post, I'm like, are they trying to trans all of our kids? Is that what the state is doing now?
Yes. Yes. And so I'd like to know, Republicans, we trust you just didn't even know this was happening. We trust that.
Which is a problem in itself, but
and so what are we going to do now? Oh, are we going to take this person off the committee? Or what can our state school board do to make sure this doesn't happen again? And who all is on the textbook committee? Can we see the list?
Yes, there's a list in that article. Can you pull it up? This will make you laugh.
Okay, I cannot
Some of this
wait.
will make you laugh.
Okay.
Just wait. JP, if you
I'm
keep
pull it back up.
Sorry. I don't know why does your all's ex ever do that where you try and go?
Oh, yeah. It was
and
doing
just-
it yesterday.
It's really annoying.
Mhm.
All right, scroll down. There's a black and white. I think you were there. There's a black and white. Well, we used to call them dittos. Did you ever call them dittos?
Ew, what's it? Yes.
Like a ditto, like a copy.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Look. All right. We got, there we go. Keep going down. Keep going to the higher, right there. Institution of Higher Education. This is the representatives. Keep going down. That's who represents us on the textbook committee from higher learning.
Are we in China?
I mean, what?
The
Like, if
requirements
you're-
are you have to be able to read and write. No lie.
That's a requirement?
Something about, there's 9 things for a teacher. There's 4 at large. There's 2 from higher learning, and they have to be able to read and write.
All right, look, I know that our
In English or
readings-
Chinese?
Fan Wu and Jungwon He.
All right, look, I recognize that our reading scores may be inching up some, but they noticed they did it so quietly and reintroduced phonics because Common Core failed. Why do we still have Common Core at all? It has been an abysmal failure. So I don't give a rip what they're reading about as far as what books we're going to approve on the textbook committee. You still have Common Core. I got ripped for this when I ran for office, and I wouldn't stop talking about it because it is a failure. So the idea that we have this textbook committee that's still reviewing atrocious books to start with, when our kids get to college and they can't even read or do math, what books are you reviewing in the first place? And now you've put the very thing we've said. I mean, didn't they outlaw DEI last year, or CRT or SEL? Or did they pretend to do it? So, what are we doing? This is an even worse ball of wax than before. Thankfully, we have new state school board members that probably will be able to do some things. But this whole thing is a massive conundrum. It's just a disaster. You're reviewing books on the state. Great. What books are they? Are you still teaching our kids crap stuff and bad history and Common Core math? What?
Yeah, it's actually private information. It cannot be disclosed or discussed, and they don't release the ratings of their textbooks, like what they rank and what they choose.
Or the publishing houses for the textbooks.
Brad from Crimestone, he just texted in and said, what is the recourse when we have someone just show up on some state committee without going through the legal process? Can Steve Marshall just show up with a warrant for the rogue committee member's arrest with warrants for the other committee members' arrest for facilitating this, dare I say it, illegal act?
I say you go straight to Eric Mackey, who's the state school superintendent, because in that article, it has a letter from him sent to Emily such and such saying you have been appointed. So, I mean, his office sent out that letter and said, this is great. It says you've been appointed. Show up at this meeting for your installation, your confirmation.
I thought we were supposed to be able to see the curriculum and see
once
what our
it's
kids were
chosen,
learning.
I think. But in that article, Craig talks about that kind of their process is secretive. And
you mean kind of like we're supposed to be able to see all the pricing from hospitals now?
yeah, you can't.
But
do
you
that.
can't. You don't know how they come up with the formulation.
You're just a little peon.
Silly me.
I just and listen. This is going to sound totally racist. I have a Chinese daughter. Okay. She says y'all, and she's so American. We don't go by her Chinese name anymore. But anyway, I don't know if I can assume that these two higher learning people in the committee aren't just as y'all as Collins. But we wonder why, our education system is so down on America. Elaine Chao, Mitch McConnell's wife, just fled as he's in the hospital. She's now back, whatever, CCPing. But our kids are being taught, they're coming out of high school and college loving socialism and communism, and America is terrible. And yet these are the people that you put on could be the best Americans ever. But I'm telling you, it's sus.
By the way,
Is that so wrong?
It's not so wrong.
I'm just asking questions.
Well, the problem is, we would fix things if we wanted to. And the problem is we don't really want to. Because it takes too much time.
Appointed those two. I bet we could find out.
Mackey? Maybe
No.
Mackey did.
No, like the governor and all the governor, everybody, all the senators, probably lieutenant governor, everybody has certain positions that they appoint. It's all divvied up.
Okay, that makes sense.
by the way, we're going to do
answers.
interview at 11:30, and we're just going to say that was a story within itself, and we'll do for real hot flash news after the
For real.
I'm sorry.
Hot flash news, FR.
Can we play the whole thing again?
Yes. Wait, we didn't play it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
It wasn't there. Poor Bethany Miller. I hope she's not watching. We'll be back.
Separate. But you
Ha,
may
la,
now
la, la.
food. You may sacrifice animals in your backyard now. Slaughter. Is
I
the
need to
word
look
they
up
used.
HALAL food. That's the food they eat. And they're starting to offer it in schools up there.
Mhm.
And apparently, however you prepare that food is very traumatic and torturous.
And by the way, to your separation of church and state comment, it used to be a requirement that you had to be a Protestant Christian to rule as a governor of any of the original 13 colonies. And it used to be, I saw it, I think it was 11 of the original 13. It may have been 12. It was a majority of the original governors of the 13 colonies went to seminary. So it was not separation of church and state as if we don't want the church. No, it's that the state is not worthy enough of being involved with the church, as if it was church, Protestant Christian church, state, like way, way, way below. So it was not a state and church or separate. It is, no, we are Christians first, and we use the state to protect the church, because they knew if the state got involved with the church, it would plague the church because the state's not even worthy of being anywhere near something that sacred. So that it was not, Christians could not be involved in the church and Christianity. It was we were Christians primarily first, and then the state did pretty much the state's power was just to protect the church and to protect Christians' rights. But the fact is, it's been twisted by not just Muslims, but atheists in particular. How dare you, be a Christian? And just a separation of church and state. It's like you have first of all, that statement is nowhere in the Constitution, and you have no idea what the founding fathers even meant by that. It was the church being the main thing.
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
Mm-hmm.
But that we have to educate because we are in the majority, like you said. So Christians are comfortable and they don't realize the rising threat. But that is going to, whenever you blink and realize that the caliphate is running New York, and you realize that Muslims are creeping towards the majority, and then you're on your back foot. And at that point, they can say, well, separation of church and state, you silly Christian, and then chop your head off. So we got to get out ahead of it now so that you know how to respond.
It's a good word.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Can we just go? I know we didn't plan any of this, but I have a legitimate question, and I'm building an argument, and I'm doing some research, and I need your all's thoughts. Okay. Is Satanism a recognized religion?
I have no idea.
I haven't Googled it, so I don't know.
Yes.
Yes.
Satanism is recognized as a legal and official religion.
Under the federal government?
Yes. Then the Satanic Temple has tax exempt status by the IRS and are protected under federal law.
Okay.
So what about atheism? Is that
that'd be ironic if they were?
Probably not,
because
there's no organization.
Yeah. Freedom from Religion Foundation.
Okay. So, but it is a system of beliefs, or it's something. Okay.
It says it's not a religion, but the Supreme Court and U.S. law recognize atheism as an equivalent to a religion for constitutional purposes.
So the people that are the Christians or are the fair and nice and kind, and we have to be so nice people that live in Shelby County that we know that say the Muslim school, just let them move in. Would you have a problem with the Christian school? What would they say if a satanic school wanted to move in?
Yeah, it'd be the
all
only thing
hell
we talk about.
would break loose.
But it's a religion.
Mm-hmm. That's good, Allison. All heck would break loose. You can't do that.
And honestly, when I look in the end, I don't even know. Okay, y'all, we're just having a discussion. I don't know how many people are out there listening. We're just talking. We're working through this together. Do the Satanists kill you or enslave you or charge you money if you don't believe what they believe?
No.
What do they do? I mean, they might sacrifice you or take your firstborn and kill it and eat it.
They don't kill you if you're going to leave.
They just say, hey, are they kind of like Christianity? I mean, they might put a hex on you, but are they kind of like, hey, we're here. Come see what we're about. But if you say no, then we're cool.
According to the Googles.
Yeah. What does the Google say?
According to Wikipedia, it says Satanists simply respect your right to leave and get on with their lives.
Okay. So do you want to state the obvious? Can you do it, JP, so I don't die?
The obvious is Islam has worse repercussions for leaving than even the Satanic Temple.
They have not only leaving, but not believing. I mean, but we would never offer the Satanists a seat at the table.
Right. And we shouldn't. But I think your point is, yeah, the repercussions for leaving are even worse for Islam. But they sell it as a bag of goods of, we want to be in a part of the community.
Welcome back to The Right Side. I am Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP. We've had great discussions today, and one of them ties in nicely to a conversation I said we would have now. And now we are joined by the National Religious Broadcasters Comms Director, Bethany Miller. Bethany, how are you today?
Hi, I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me.
We're so glad to have you. You do it all. I mean, you're the director of communications. You're a managing editor for the Conservator. Do you say conservator or conservator?
Conservator. I like to add a little twang at the end.
Little tour. Okay. See, I just want to get that right. And then you own your own photography business.
I do. Amy Beth, we do. American women do it all, right? I mean, we do. And so we kind of have to. And the Lord gives us talents and gives us such a beautiful country to live in. And then we have a gospel to take forward. You can't just do one thing. You've got to do it all.
You left out concerned
Women. I did. I mean, yeah, you're right.
Yes.
Just throw that in there. You do it all. We're so impressed.
Well, I'm happy to be here. And, it's an exciting time to be in our country today, and coming off the 250th. And, their opportunity is plentiful, just like scripture talks about. The harvest is plentiful, the workers are few. So I'm honored to be over at NRB, but I'm also honored to be the managing editor of the Conservatoire. We are running after some great things, and there's no better time to do it, just like living the Esther moment. So I'm super honored to be that.
So talk to us real quick then about the Conservatoire and the things that you are pursuing there.
Yeah, so the Conservatoire is a conservative lifestyle and media brand. It was created back in 2020 when we felt Jamie Franklin and Isabel Redfield, who are the founders of it, felt that the culture at the time, the American culture, and it still is to some degree, but was very hollow spiritually, and almost like we've forgotten what the true values of American exceptionalism was and is, especially for conservative women. I felt like 2020 was kind of the epitome of when women were going more and more blue, chasing after things that were not pro-American, we're not pro-faith, family, and freedom. And so the Conservatoire was birthed out of this movement of realizing, okay, digital media is exceptional, is running after amazing things. We've seen outlets like Vogue putting out fashion pieces that we want to rally around, and we miss those glossies. Back in the day, we'd read magazines and highlight them. And that was something so fun about being a female, but they were so void of God and void of American values. And so Conservatoire was made for that, to combat that, to rally around women, around beautiful things that were true, good, and beautiful for conservative, as well as biblical values. And we've seen a huge rise in that. We've seen a lot of women run to it and want that. And so at Conservatoire, I run the editorial over there. And so we do some great features. We did Kaylee McEnany. We've got a couple other admin women coming up. We hosted a great panel with Freedom 250 on the National Mall. And so we are encouraging women to have those conversations that are pro-faith, family, and freedom, and are hopefully going to bring in those metropolitan women who may feel more on the fringes and feel that they need to vote in ways that are not true, good, and beautiful. So that's kind of what the Conservatoire is in a snapshot.
You can tell she's a comms director.
I know. I was
She's
thinking
so
when
good.
you were young and in class, were you the one that was the designated speaker for all the things?
Funny thing is, I was homeschooled all the way through, but I was definitely the one that they looked to be the speaker for the entire classroom, a classroom of about 20 of us when we went tutorial, but I was homeschooled all the way through. But the Lord has gifted us all in many ways, and I'm grateful He has utilized my skills more in the comms aspect.
She's gracious too.
She's so sweet.
One of the things you mentioned, and it's so funny when you say it, I kind of did this because I didn't think we could say those words anymore, and that is American exceptionalism. And I feel like Barack Obama really shamed us into thinking that we shouldn't be exceptional as men or women, but as Americans in general, we should be kind of ashamed of our privilege and ashamed of our past, and really downplayed all the great things of America. You talked about America 250 and the celebrations. How do we bring back American exceptionalism? And is it okay to be exceptional?
It is okay to be exceptional because we're only 250 years old. I mean, have we actually sat and thought through that we're the leader of the free world? And this nation is like one of the youngest, probably the youngest. And so that in and of itself is a reason to be, I am so proud to be American. I think it's interesting. I belong to the Gen Z, so I'm in the younger generation. And it's crazy that I grew up in an era where it was encouraged to hate America. It was encouraged to, I remember being in high school and thinking as a young woman, young American woman, I was almost encouraged to want to love French culture than American culture, which was such an interesting thing. No, American exceptionalism is definitely something we should chase. It's something we should be proud of. This inheritance that we have, this concept of the American dream. I mean, no wonder we have so many immigrants wanting to run here for this, this type of opportunity that you can't get anywhere else. So absolutely, I push back on what Obama said. I push back on the American guilt that we have been forced fed, and it's almost like we've been blind to it. And I think 250 was a really great opportunity to step back and go, we're only 250 years old. look at all the things that we've done. Look at all the things we've accomplished. I mean, the way that we've even had our own president have to hold hands of countries and be like, okay, everybody play nice. And everyone listens to us, we have that power. And I greatest military in the world, greatest opportunity ever, greatest economics, the people here that we've birthed, the history that we've made, we've landed on the moon. How can you not be proud to be an American? And so I think our future is bright coming off of 250, because a lot of opportunity, especially the younger generation, I think is finally waking up to, hey, it's cool to love America. It's cool to love football and hot dogs. And it's cool to, love what we're creating in the media and see that America is leading the way. So I'm encouraged to see that. And I hope it continues on.
So one of the reasons we believe that it will continue is if we get back to our faith and get back to not just buying Bibles, but reading them and doing what it says. And you have an article, there was an article that Grace shared with us just about biblical illiteracy, that it is a big deal and it is a central problem confronting church and culture. Talk to us about that and what we could do to combat it.
We're seeing in headlines that Gen Z is returning to the church in troves. I do think sometimes those polls are a little bit flexed, because what we're seeing is them returning to Orthodox and Catholic parishes. And we're grateful to see any type of return to religion of some sort, whether it's Catholic, whether it's Christian, whether it's Orthodox. But what I'm seeing is, and amongst my peers, but also in the research, it's a response to cultural chaos. I think for so long, Gen Z has been turned off by it. And all of a sudden they're wanting to grab onto something real. And with biblical literacy, what I'm most concerned about, what we're concerned about here at NRB, even on the conservatoire side too, the younger generation is more catechized by podcasters and Instagram graphics than they are the actual true full counsel of God. It's like, and that is the difficulty of media. We have an iPhone in our hand. We have media just like that. We have ChatGPT that we can answer questions with the click of a button, which is fantastic that we live in this day and age. But it is something we have to steward, and we also have to be people of the book. We have to be people who return to the fountain, turn to the source. We cannot know a God, and we want to bring America back to one nation under God, but I'm worried that we don't know that God anymore. It's apparent in our culture, and it's apparent in our biblical literacy. So that is why we have so much misinformation on what exactly Christian faith is. We have a huge rise in Christless conservatism, is something I like to call, where conservative values are put on like a lapel pin, Christian values are, and then taken off at the evenings. And our politicians no longer know their scripture or their Bibles. They think they do, and then they're enforcing types of legislation that is not aligned with our full counsel. And so that is something that here at NRB we are very, very wary of, because we're seeing the younger generation follow after very, very misinformed podcasters, I'd like to say, who are putting out types of propaganda that is not stewarding truth well. And if you were to read your Bible, we know that truth is found in the Lord. And it is when we have the Holy Spirit in us, it does gives us those almost spidey senses of telling us what is true, what is good, what is beautiful. And if we're not going to the source, then how are you supposed to know, what that is? And so biblical literacy is definitely something we're seeing on the rise, whether it's looking at issues with Israel and what is the future of Israel? What does that look like, based on our Bible, all the way down to, okay, we want to reclaim America as one nation under God. What was the God that the founders worshipped? What was the God that we see on the walls of our monuments? It's almost foreign to us now. And so I'm encouraged that Gen Z is returning to the church, but I'm fearful that they are returning in response. It's like a pendulum swing in response to a cultural chaos, but then maybe grasping onto something that's not even the full counsel.
Do you have suggestions? I have so many questions, but the first one would be the practical side of that. Say we have from the beginning, JP, our producers, 23, and we really said we wanted to reach Gen Z. We have children. We each have 4 children, kind of in that stage of life. What's your suggestion to them? Okay, I sitting down and reading the entire Bible sounds really daunting. How do you start? For them, the TikTok generation, where do you start?
I always start with a good translation. The ESV translation is the one I always encourage. Definitely get a good Bible, get a good study Bible. I mean, you will find me reading my Bible. I read the Reformation Study Bible by R.C. Sproul and Leading Our Ministries. Cannot recommend it highly enough. It's
awesome.
It's a fantastic commentary. Yes, we should read the full counsel as is and work with the Lord and with the Holy Spirit on like, okay, Lord, what do you want me to learn from this? What is it that you're teaching me? But also being, realizing that Deuteronomy is hard to walk through. And, parts of the Old Testament is like, okay, wow. And reading through Jesus's genealogy, in Matthew is like, Okay, I'm getting there. So having a commentary is super beneficial in that sense. So I always encourage a good Bible translation, a good commentary. Always go to I would say pastors like MacArthur and Sproul and, good sources, making sure, who you're listening to is not somebody that's going to give out the touchy-feely gospel, but it's actually going to give you the good source. But then also there are good podcasters and they are good people out there on the media that we can and tune into, and encouraging, even your own kids, and encouraging, people like JP to get on camera and talk about what is the full counsel of God, put out sound bites, put out, short 30-second reels on Instagram that digest that. And there are good people out there. Like for example, for me, Ali Bastucky is my tried and true hero. And so she's somebody I tune into all the time that hits all kinds of parts of biblical worldview. And she talks about theology. So there's definitely some good ones out there. So I would say find a good list of people to turn to, pastors, podcasters, but then also get a good Bible, get a good translation, and get a good commentary, and just start there. And a good devotion, Charles Spurgeon, morning and evening. I use it every year, and I've been using it since I was about 16 or 17 years old. And that's the only one I use. The Bible app is a little hit and miss. So that's why I encourage, and have something physical. It's good to get our minds off the digital and into the physical.
Yep. That's such a good word. Oh, my word. And again, like you have so many questions and so little time. So we've talked about America and where we go from here. We've talked about the importance of biblical literacy. As we're wrapping up today, let's finish with the importance of the nuclear family. We're already past Pride Month, but we are bombarded with that every year at the same time. And many times you feel helpless. Like, what are we going to do to push back against this? So what are your ideas on how next year we can be prepared for something we know is coming?
I was really encouraged this year by legislators putting Nuclear Family Month in place. I think that was actually something that the culture responded to. I think being wary of culture is downstream from politics, and culture does shape politics. So I was encouraged to see conservatives come out and support that. What Mary Miller was doing, what we were doing here in Tennessee, was really encouraging to see. So I definitely would say to encourage that again, get ahead of it, get the messaging ahead. And again, yes, our culture needs to rally around it, but also our media. And so I saw some fantastic creators, like here at Conservatoire, we were putting out content. Friends of mine at Liberty and other places were putting out good graphics. Just, and it sounds so trivial, but that's the day and age we live in. But getting ahead of the messaging, putting it out there, making it shareable, and all of a sudden it feels so tangible. It's like, yeah, Genesis 1 is, a product of a flourishing society. And again, I keep going back to the 250th, but I was really encouraged. I feel like we are returning to, naturally, at a semi-quincentennial as large as this, you go back to history, and there was a lot of confusion on what was our founding history, but I think there were some really productive conversations that happened of this. We were founded as a Christian nation, and we did have Christian values that shaped it. And from that, it was one man and one woman and children under a roof that created the American experiment. And so I do think that the future forward is not being afraid of those. Not being afraid to say that Genesis 1 is biblical, not being afraid to say a mom and a dad and a family under that type of roof in an American home is the product of a flourishing society, and is going to produce a type of culture we want to be a part of. The American way of life is not created and produced and multiplied within a home that flies in a pride flag. It's under a home that flies an American flag with the Bible on the coffee table. And so it just saying that, not being afraid. I mean, the things that we've seen when people are afraid to comment on DEI and to comment on immigration and to comment on pride, we see what happens. I mean, we saw it in Europe. They get flooded with people that are importing a way of life that is not biblical. So if we wake up and just say transparently, it is the nuclear family that is going to produce a flourishing society, that is how we forge a path forward.
Gives me hope.
I know.
Awesome. You know how I gauge if we're winning the Pride Month, the LGBTQ crazy fight?
How?
The Pride section at Target. It is non-existent. I have watched it. Remember when you used to walk in June 1st and it was right in your face, giant display, and then they kind of made it smaller in the front, and then the next year it was in the back. I couldn't even find anything this year. Mm-hmm. So keep it up.
Yeah.
Bethany Miller, people, if you have a wide variety of things people can choose from to follow you and learn. Is there one place people can go and say, I'm going to find out all things Bethany Miller here?
You can find me on Twitter at Bethany with 2 I's and Miller with 2 M's. And if you want to learn more about NRB, you can find us at nrb.org or at theconservatoire.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today. Super fun and
awesome.
Such a great interview. We appreciate it. And tell your family and your friends to follow along with us as well. We love partnering with people like you and appreciate all you do.
Well, keep up the good work at Rightside. We're big fans, and this is how we win right here. These type of conversations. So thank you guys for what you do.
All right. Thanks so
you.
much. Have a good day. She's so cute.
So cute.
Put her in
I
your
mean, all I
pocket.
could think was my little dadgum ear bob was about to just pop off. And
She reminds me of Caroline Levitt. You know how like
Yes.
Caroline can take any question
yes.
and you could be reading your grocery store list and it would
Yeah.
sound professional and put together and she'd be like,
Mr. Trump, you should consider
spinach.
her.
And then you yeah.
You should
She's
think about
really
her.
good. Wonder how old she is.
Oh, she's awesome.
She said she's Gen Z. What's the oldest you can be? Like 28?
Yeah, I think 28.
Impressive. Thank
JP,
you.
You and Bethany.
Y'all are
Make us want to keep going.
Yep. Hopeful. Very, very hopeful. So thank you. Okay. And now, guys, we're going back.
We're going back.
We're going back.
Oh,
did you get your phone working?
No, but this is perfect for Hot Flash News because this is what we're going to do. Since the articles that y'all are supposed to say swipe right or swipe left aren't working, I'm just going to read the headline and then we're going to make up the story that goes with
Oh,
it.
this is even better.
But what are we going to do first?
It's time for Hot Flash News. Wait,
Yellowhammer News is reporting that Algop will open qualifying online. Okay, stick around. Listen to what I'm saying. Qualifying online for individuals seeking to serve as delegates to the Republican National Committee midterm convention beginning, well, it was yesterday.
Can we be delegates?
Exactly.
What?
Exactly. They are doing a midterm convention. You know, normally they do it on just presidential years,
Right.
Yep.
where representatives of each state show up. But I guess the Republicans are scared enough. They're doing a convention. It's going to be in Dallas this year, but you have to qualify for it. I guess they'll be like, I don't know if you're cool enough.
Can we all apply?
Let's apply.
Yeah, but you have to pay a ton of money.
Then no.
Boo.
And I'm like, it sounds fun, but I don't want to pay a ton of money.
I was gonna play a game and see which one of us, like, it's almost a contest. Which one of us can become a delegate?
Okay, well, we'll apply.
But we're not paying money to apply.
Well, we can apply if somebody gives us a scholarship. But I think Trump's
If only-
speaking. I
if
think they're
only we
going to
had
have like the whole
If
thing.
only we have no connections.
only we
Since
had
September.
connections.
We have no connections. Haha.
So
So
maybe if they don't fill all the spots, we'll get a call.
we're available. We're available.
Did I say it's in Dallas?
I love Dallas.
Actually, pause, please. I may not have a article, but I do have the flyer for it. So we're gonna look.
Okay.
It's Tuesday, September 8th through Thursday, September 10th.
How do you normally become a delegate? Just you apply and they qualify you, or what?
You have to run for it. Yes, ma'am.
Have we always had midterm conventions?
No.
This is new.
This is new.
This is new. I just wanted to establish that. This is new. Okay.
Now, okay, I say that. Maybe you can, we know somebody get Scott on the phone. Maybe the delegates don't have to pay. Maybe just the sponsors. Here's the sponsorships. $50,000, you can be a ranch sponsor. Recognized as the exclusive host of the Welcome Kickoff Party. 3 hotel rooms for 3 nights, 6 passes for official RNC convention credentials. Now, I don't know if that means you're a delegate.
Oh, yuck.
What?
You do have to pay.
How much?
$200
To apply?
to apply.
Just to apply?
Yeah. So, according to the Googles, you have to meet eligibility requirements, obviously. Then you submit a declaration of candidacy. And then you have to pay the qualifying fee, which is a non-refundable fee of $200. and then you have to participate in voting rounds. Elections typically take place through a two-round online voting process. First by congressional district members, followed by statewide online voting for at-large delegates.
Okay, wait a second. This is to be a delegate at the midterm. They're doing it that way. Okay.
Well, I just looked up how to become a delegate for the Alabama Republican Party, and this is what came up.
Okay, so what are the
qualifications?
Eligibility.
Let's go to the Alabama
Be
Republican
alive?
Party website.
That's one. Be
Hey,
alive.
you get snacks in your room.
We could sponsor the snacks.
Okay, yeah. So you have to pay $200 to qualify. Estimated cost to attend, you have to pay $1,300 to $1,500 to go. Let's see. Alabama, who may qualify? You do not have to be a member of the Alabama Republican Party State Executive Committee to qualify as a delegate or alternate delegate. Any Alabama Republican voter may submit a qualifying form.
What's a Republican voter?
I guess just
like you had to have voted once in the Republican.
I guess maybe your last time voting had to have been a Republican.
And then you have to pay to get there. I guess you just have to pay your way there. But this, what?
It says they are elected only by the state executive committee members from their respective congressional district. So yeah, you must be a resident of the congressional district. So the state executive committee members vote. So if I lived in Allison, this one's district, she could vote for me, but or you or whoever.
It's okay. I don't like meetings.
But I think the sponsors, that's just for like corporations that want to sponsor some of the events. I don't think you have to pay that much to be delegates. Anyway.
Okay.
I mean, I guess it's something kind of monumental.
I guess.
We got a comment. Ashley on the YouTube says, Allison, you should run since you're on the state executive committee already.
Well, you know what? I'm actually not. I am an elect SEC member, but I don't get. Do you have to go through initiation?
No.
Like drink blood and stuff?
No. It's very simple. You just show up and you're like, this is all. Like you just show up.
Ashley's on the state executive committee.
And she says it's really just a popularity contest.
Oh, well. Are you going to run, Ashley? Are you going to go be a delegate?
Okay. Well, what else you got?
I don't know if we're cool enough to do that. California activists push for Black English lessons in schools.
What does that mean exactly?
Well, if I could click on the article, it would tell me. But what do you think it means, Abs?
Probably means.
Yes, Abs, you answer this.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Only half of you answer.
Apparently, this half says that it's about Black lessons.
Black English lesson. What is Black English?
I don't know what Blinglish is.
Blinglish.
Is that Ebonics?
It could be Ebonics. It could be something else. But the idea, guys, are we not past all this?
Somebody commented, "Hey, stewardess, I speak jive."
Look, as long as Key and Peele teach the lessons, then we'll be fine.
We're for it.
Hey, Ron.
We ship it.
Yeah, we ship it.
Maybe it is. It's like, I mean, what is?
I don't even
only
know.
In California,
the
Black
land of fruit
English.
and nuts. What is Black English, and what defines what Black is? Who defines what Black is? Like that. That's dumb. Okay, but it's a good story. Okay, what else you got?
Here's another one out of California from Not the Bee. California commie visits Iran to lead crowd in chants of "Down with USA."
Oh, this was Jackson Hinkle.
Guess what?
Jackson Hinkle.
Stay there. We don't want you back.
Jackson Spinkle.
Who's Jackson Hinkle?
You know Jackson Hinkle.
I'm gonna play. It's worth playing the video real quick.
Okay, let me see this.
Here, it's gonna take me a second.
I can't click on it and see it, so you see it.
Hold on. I have to download it and bring it over. So give me about 10 seconds.
Okay.
Find something to talk about in the meantime.
No, we're gonna make an awkward silence.
Okay.
Okay.
Here, let me. Okay, here we go.
Down with USA.
What?
USA. Down with USA. Down with USA.
Who is this guy again?
He's a biscuit eater.
Jackson Hinkle is he's a influencer. He has a lot of Twitter followers, but he's a flat out communist. He actually went to the what was the name of the Hezbollah leader who died?
That guy.
Anyways,
Shemini.
he went to his funeral like in the stadium in Lebanon, and yeah, he's just a flat out anti-Western civilization, anti-capitalist, communist. But yeah, you can't just go into a foreign nation and say down with the USA, and then we're like, okay, come on back.
You didn't mean it.
Come on back. No,
That's what we have to do with these traitors. Charge them with sedition and treason and kick them out. You can't be the DSA DAs that were on that video saying we need to destroy it from within and take it all down. No, you're trying to overthrow the government and you're saying that, and you should be deport.
Yeah. How about when he walks back up with his passport and passport services and they go declined.
No
One-way
enter
ticket
for
back
you.
to Iran. Bye.
And his chant was really lame. He was like, down with USA. Down with.
He doesn't even actually
little,
like say it like you mean it.
yeah.
Does he not know that he's gonna eventually end up too? Like they all end
Yeah,
up
they're just using
in trouble.
him.
So poor man. I'm sorry, but don't let him back in. Don't let him back in. All right, what else you
How much time
got?
do we have?
we
Because
got about 2 minutes.
2 minutes. I want to play this clip.
Okay.
Okay, this is in England. This is the Labour Health Secretary James Murray,
Okay.
who is talking about his stance on if women can have penises.
That was sudden.
Hold on.
Quite pro-trans, aren't you? You've appeared in campaigns and things. I mean, do you think a woman can have a penis? Because you did previously. It's an important question for a health secretary to answer.
No, I don't.
So you've changed your mind?
Yes.
Why have you changed your mind?
Well, I think a lot of us have been thinking about this issue over recent years. And, you know, I wouldn't now say that, for instance, trans women are women. I think that biological sex is
But
important.
you must have known that before. You're very well educated. You went to St. Paul's private school, I was reading this morning. How on earth could you have previously thought that a woman can have a penis?
Well, I think this is an issue that a lot of us have thought about in recent years. And I think there's a difference between sex and gender. I think that when it comes to sex, biology is what matters. And that's why...
Do you owe women who called for, who were gender critical and then were cancelled an apology?
Look, I don't think people should be cancelled. I think people should be allowed to have their views.
But part of the reason these women were cancelled is because people like you denied biological sex and then they were hounded on by the trans.
I mean, of all places for it to be coming out of England, I don't know why it took us so long to say women can't have penises.
I'm just gonna let that sit there.
Of course, it took us 3 years in Alabama to decide what a woman was. So we should.
We do things I just don't even understand. It's okay.
I don't understand, but way to go, Britain. Who knew you got something good coming out of you?
All right, then.
So tomorrow we'll be back. Oh, we have Jim Ziegler tomorrow.
That's right. It'll be so delightful.
Zig is always entertaining.
Can't wait. It's
I
going to
can't
be
remember
a great
what time.
day.
JP, what time?
11:10.
11:10.
We'll talk to Jimmy.
Jimmy will be, well, no, not in studio.
But
We'll
he'll
see him.
StreamYard
We'll see him.
in. It'll be great.
Be fun. We'll be back then. See y'all tomorrow.